We are in semi-final number 1 with Billy Kemper, Trevor Carlson, Nathan Florence, Jimel, Corzo, Alex Botelho, and Makuakai Rothman in the water. We see the graphic of all of our surfers. 1, 2, 3, 4 Hawaiians, 1 Mexican, and 1 Portuguese surfer rounding out this semi-final number 1.
As I was jumping into the booth, there was just an incredible cleanup set. I think this is the first wave of it. And these are the ones that you have to watch out for. It'll be 10 to 12 foot, 20, 25 foot faces, and then you just get one that comes out of the canyon that stands up way taller than the rest. The absolute truth. These guys have been out here in live action.
Trevor Carlson in the blue jersey, easing into that drop, makes it easily, and kicks out. So a completed ride, no barrel ride, but no wipeout either. So Trevor Carlson off to a nice start. It looks like he's going to find a little corner too for a paddle back out.
That's it. When you get a good wave here or a good set with shape and you're able to kick out, often that's where all the water is going to be flowing out. You can see the rip forming right there, which is going to give him the easy passage. So when you do get those good clean sets, with a tapering wall, oftentimes you can sneak right back out. So a little bit of an error under his board there, but as you said, not a very big wave, no barrel ride, but it's a confidence builder out there that you can sit there for 10, 15, 20 minutes and nerves start racking up. So just to get a wave and you've got a score, and now you can just go sit and focus on that one. Doesn't have to think about getting a second wave. So no harm in getting out there, getting back out unscathed. So good start.
Well, here we go, live action with Billy Kemper pulling into this barrel. Can he find an exit? Pumping through this tube and just body surfing out to show some completion. Watch the board, Billy. And wow.
Phenomenal tube riding skills right there. You can see the board control as he's weaving a 9-foot board through the barrel.
He just wanted to make it out of that barrel so bad. We're going to take another look at it. He body surfed out.
See it down there, that's the Carmelita right. So that's one big pump, a second one, a third one, a fourth one in there, as deep as you can get. See the foam right behind him, and that was the section right there. Just a little bit of fluff. Now, had it been offshore, strong like it was this morning, that would have stayed open, no question about it. But he is so deep right there, that section going so fast. You see it just clamps on him a little bit, and he comes body surfing out of it. And this is where we got excited. The board comes right up underneath him, and you do not want to be tangled up with that. Yeah, you cannot fault him for doing anything wrong. That was just bad luck that it didn't hold open a little bit more.
Big first pump, gets a second pump in. Very technical, isn't it?
Yeah, and you see he's way up there on the front third of his board. That is the spot where you can trim it and go as fast as you can. It was just that little spot there that caught him. And you cannot predict that that's going to happen. That are then voted on by your peers to determine those winners. And while we were away there, we had some live action. Here's the replay of Jimel Corzo picking off a nice right. Steep drop. Again, not much of a barrel, which at this point I think we're going to start to see the game change a little bit. In yellow, Alex Botelho looks like he was just caught on the wrong side of town, taking off on that one, and bails off at the bottom. And Trevor Carlson, again, very similar ride to Alex's there, just a little bit too deep. So I don't know if those were actually just closing out or if the guys were just a little out of position there. But nobody really riding anything too exceptional, but a couple more scores on the board.
Landmarks might help you here, but you really have to have a head on a swivel when you're out there. And here we go to live action. Billy Kemper on his second wave. He's going to back up that 7.33 with a successful drop and a kick out. So he'll get a second digit in there.
Roger Sr., one of the most graceful and beautiful surfers you have ever seen out here. But back to a replay here, that was Makuakai on a very late drop and just barely sneaks underneath the lip there. Now that wave, had he had a little bit cleaner entry, an earlier entry, and one good pump, I think he could have possibly made it. But to get to where he did, that was well surfed, because you don't want to be getting that lip on the head. And that's Billy Kemper's last wave, just a very basic drop. Short shoulder, which can happen out here. It's very particular the waves that you want. While we were away, Trevor Carlson drops into an absolute bomb somewhere on the beach there. Very late drop. Oh wow. Just sneaks up underneath it and actually gets clipped. That was a fraction of a way from potentially being a serious injury. That energy, whatever it is, it's definitely showing today. And live action here on Surfer and Green, Rothman.
Makuakai Rothman, and able to survive the drop and and a lot of warble in that wave and some side current. Did a good job of completing that ride before getting gobbled up by the whitewater. Pulled back vision here, and that's going to be our first view in semifinal number 1 of Nathan Florence. Unfortunately for Nathan, not a lot of scoring potential on that particular wave.
With a single score, they can sit and wait for something better, but Nathan, the same, little airdrop, but just a little bit behind it, and that's all the difference in the world here. Inches makes a wave potentially the best of your life, or the one that you just regret ever dropping in on. Makua, you can see that reverb and backwash coming up the face. Beautiful barrel behind him, but just didn't have a clean entry. And again, all the difference of being able to set a line and make it into that barrel, or having to straighten out. And Nathan Florence picking up a tiny one on the inside on the way he was paddling back out, catching that left. Maybe he saw a set behind it, and there was that little wave to kind of get him out of the way of it. But this is the left that we were talking about before. He caught that bit of error where if he had a sideways entrance, he possibly could have set a good line into the barrel. But that little one he just picked up on the way back out. A second scoring wave, you never know. That could be the difference, a 1-point ride or a 2-point ride to pushing you over the top and into a final. So
Botelho needing a 2.34. We're still waiting for that score. The horn has sounded and ended semifinal number 1, but we still are waiting for a very, very important score for Alex Botelho. He's out there in the yellow jersey. You were the first person with eyes on it on that pull-away drone shot. Wasn't a big score, but it was. I mean, it wasn't a large. It was a large wave, and he got the score. 2.47. Big wave, made the drop, enough for Alex Botelho to make the final. Greg.
Wow. Nah, that is exactly what he needed. When it's that tight, that's where the competitive strategy comes in, and he was, I'm certain, able to hear the scores from the beach and what he needed. And